What up? Your boy MC Shadow. Can talk about a topic. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, check out the playlist on top. Now, I'm gonna answer this question because I get asked this question a lot. So finally gonna answer it. Is what do I feel about homies that say the N word, that say nigga? Personally, I don't say the word. You know what I mean? But that's just because I wasn't brought up that way. You know what I mean? That's just something that's just not who I am. You know what I mean? So I don't say it. Now I have homeboys from my barrio that say it, and then I have homies from my barrio that don't like being called that. You know what I mean? The way I see it, because I'm not an OG and like an older head like that, and I'm not a younger head like that. You know what I mean? So I think I'm right. I'm right, perfect to talk about the conversation. You know what I mean? Um, since I interact with both groups. Um, I think what is it has to go with like the area where they grew up and how they grew up. You know what I mean, and why they say it. I personally don't care. If they say it or not. You know what I mean? It don't bug me. You know what I'm saying? I know homies don't mean it that way. I know in what form that they mean it in. They're not trying to disrespect nobody. They're not trying to do it. They're not saying it because they're trying to be like the blacks. That's just the way that they are. I hear a lot of people talk about it and share their opinions on it and everything like that. And a lot of the stuff that they say comes from their perspective, how they see it. Their anger towards that. You know what I mean? That's why they take offense to it. Like my uncle, he's from Navarro. He don't like being called that, but my other uncles, don't care. You know what I mean? But that's what I mean. It depends on the person and how he takes it, and it has to do with with your anger towards that. You know what I mean? But I personally know that the person's not trying to offend me. That's just the way he is and how he was brought up. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, it's not even a form to disrespect blacks, or taking a shot at them. You know what I mean? Because they say nigga. They never say with a ER. With a ER is because you're trying to disrespect somebody. You know, it's never said with a ER. What'd you say with a ER? That's something else already, homie. That's already like I don't know. That's just in my opinion. You know what I mean? Um, cause it it's a trip because they say that us homeboys, right, as Southsiders, that like we're racist towards blacks or some shit like that. When that's not true. I got a gang of black homies. Cribs and Bloods. You know what I mean? But I'm saying like not only that, almost every homeboy out there, if you watching, you from a barrio. Almost, I said, almost every homeboy has at least some homeboys from their barrio that are blacks. Cause I met a gang of black homies from Sureño barrios. You know what I mean? We have blacks in my neighborhood. Shout out to the homie Pudgy, the homie Blackie. Shout out to Lil Insane. Those are the boys. You know what I mean? And we will never offend them. You know what I mean? So to say that we hate blacks or we have an issue against black or an anger towards black, that's stupid because almost every homeboy has black homeboys that are from their barrio. So if you don't like blacks, what? Then go tell your fucking homeboy that you don't like him, homie. He probably won't want to catch that fade. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. That shit don't make any sense to me. As a matter of fact, these neighborhoods, they say they be targeting blacks. They're not targeting blacks. They're targeting gangs, black gangs, but they're targeting gangs because they go at it with black neighborhoods. So it's not that they have a hatred towards black people. They have a hatred towards them letters or them numbers or whatever. It's a gang thing, not a racist thing. So when a homie says nigga, like I don't take offense to it. You know what I mean? I personally don't say it. I personally don't like, saying it. You know what I mean? Or would say it. But that's just because how I am. You know what I mean? Um, and that's just the way I see it. It's kind of like in East LA. You know, it's typical that you see more of homies with Ben Davis, Dickies, and Cortezes, where in South Central Watson, all that, it's more of Levi's and Chuck Taylors and a white fitted, and East LA is more like a Charlie Brown, the button ups, you know, over there's a white tee, Levi's and Chucks. Well, over here's Cortez's, Ben Davis, and button shirt. But that's what I mean, though. It's different areas, but at the end of the day, everybody's homeboys, and like I said, Gangsters don't have a specific way they dress, talk, or any of that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have homies that say, you know, ese and orale, to homies that say, what up, my nigga, and to homies that say, que orale, compa. Like there's different homies from ponytails to tapers to bald, to a bunch of tattoos to no tattoos to long socks to ankle socks to uh, size 50s to size skinny jeans. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way it is. When our fools get bagged on, because the way they dress, like when you went from dressing one way and then all of a sudden you did a 180. It's like, well, all of a sudden, homie. That's what I mean. It's kind of like you selling out. But that's a different topic for a different day. But I personally don't mind, don't care. It's not insulting. It's not making a raza look bad. It's not doing none of that. Because, see, you're looking at it from a point of view where if he's looking to try to make us look bad, or because he's trying to be black, because he's not trying to be black. He's just himself. That's how he is. You know what I mean? It's different. Like when he's like, if you're trying to say he's trying to be like that, it's like this. Is if I go from saying like, like orale homie and all that, to all of a sudden I'm like, hey, what up, my nigga? Hey, what up, my nigga? That's like now you trying to be black, cause all of a sudden you changing your persona, homie. Like what's up with that, homie? To try to fit in, you don't switch up. That's when they're trying to fit, when they're trying to be like them and shit like that. But if that's already how they are, how the fuck is that, homie? It's kind of like if we jump in somebody into my barrio, and he went from like tapers and doing this and that, and all of a sudden he wants to be bald and bumping gangster rap and talking differently. Like the fuck, homie? Like what's up with you, dog? You went from being like this to all of a sudden, the ones that stay being themselves. Those are the real ones, homie. Because they don't gotta fake the funk to fit in, homie. It is what it is. That's just the way it is. Like me, I dressed all banged out and everything like that. People think like, oh, you just trying to look hard, or you trying to, or change up your style. I'm not trying to look hard. I'm not trying to do none of that shit. That's just my style. That's how I always been. If you look at the pictures from when I'm like fucking 10 years old to like, now, my style's still the same shit. It's the same fucking shit. I ain't trying to fit in. Ain't trying to be nothing. This is just me. You know what I mean? And I have always talked like this too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That's how I see it. In my opinion, it's not a big deal. I know people want to make it a big deal. I know people say it is a big deal. It's a big deal, but to themselves, to their personal view on it. Overall, come on, But that's just my opinion on it. You know what I mean? I personally don't say it. I personally, wouldn't say it. But that's just because where I came from, how I was brought up, is different from them. You know what I mean? And we all have homeboys that say it and everything like that. Well, we gonna say that homie's a piece of shit? No. Because they all with it. They get to talk however the hell they want. You know what I mean? I don't trip on it. It is what it is. I'm just saying. Here's Shadow. We out.